Alright, Shalom. Before I start, let me give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bahashim, Rachachorash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like Akim, Wakwathim, learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. I got this little book with me. Alright, the brother, the elder brother, Micah Allah from the LA camp, he recently did a video on it as well. But basically, this is the Willie Lynch letter in the making of a slave. All right, my brother in the camp let me borrow it. I just got done reading it today. And, it's very, very short, and I just wanted to touch on a couple of the things that I read out of here. All right, because the current state of the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, is a direct effect and result of Esau, the so-called white man, putting us in slavery. All right, and then many you people in the world, you don't want to realize it, you don't acknowledge it, or you tell us to get over it. We're just being crybabies, all this and all that. We're being lazy, but it's not. It's the proof is in the pudding. All right, concerning the fact that if it was not for Israelite slave labor, this country would not be where it was at, and it was all prophesied in the scriptures. So the fact of documents like this existing further prove that we are the Hebrew Israelites. All right, the Israelites were prophesied to go into a captivity which was unique, which was like one that was never performed on in the earth. All right, and when you look throughout so-called world history, the slavery that the so-called American chattel slavery, all right, the conquest of the so-called natives, all right, the native Indies or Indians, there was nothing like that done anywhere else in any other time period. All right, so I'm gonna just start with this. This is out of page 16. I'm gonna read it where it's underlined. It says, "This is basically Esau. All right, this is how they were thinking, and in ways that they took over us." It says, "We reverse nature by burning and pulling one civilized nigger apart and bullwhipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence." All right, this is talking about how they would break the slaves. All right, mentally, they would take the strong, healthy, fit men. All right, kill many of them and brutally beat the rest. All right, in front of the women. It says, all in her presence, by her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed. The ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. So basically, through them killing us in front of our women, because naturally a woman, when danger comes, she flees to the man of her nation for refuge. All right, she flees to the warriors of her nation. But with us being trodden down at that time, all she could resort on, and it's going to tell you, all right, all she could resort to is Esau, the enemy. That's why when you look at us today in society, what do women do immediately when something goes down? They call the so-called white man the police. These women will call the police on their own husband that they've lived with for 30-some years. Let there be some sort of disagreement. All right? Let the child be sick. They go run him to the white man, the doctor, to fix him up. All right? That's basically what it means by a frozen independent state. The women no longer believe in their head that they need the Israelite man, so they go straight to the devil. It says, in this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reverse roles. For fear of the young male's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong. And this is what you see in the Israelite community. Look at all these niggas, man. They're mentally weak, they're dependent, but niggas is strong as hell. Niggas let the Jacob get his hands on you, he can damn bust your jaw. But he doesn't know how to deal with money. All right, he doesn't know how to handle loss or loneliness. He can't tame his emotions, and the evidence of that is clear today. The same way that they had us living on the plantations is the same thing now. The only difference is you're not being beaten with a whip on a day-to-day basis. Now you're being beaten with punishments. All right, you'll get a ticket. All right, a cop might just come beat you. All right, your job will fire you. You got to pay this or you're going to get this fine. You got to be here at a certain time. You got to make sure you do this. All right, because you're a U.S. citizen. All right, now every one of us, even us in the truth, until we get out of here, we're forced to rely on Esau, the so-called white man, and that's all in the scriptures. All right, I'm gonna get I want to read some of this, and then I'm gonna get the scriptures to back it all up. To show how this is all written in the Bible. All right, but it's continuing says, because she has become psychologically independent, she will train her female offsprings to be psychologically independent. What have you got? You've got the nigger woman out front and the man behind and scared. This is a perfect situation for sound sleep and economics. And when you look in the Israelite community, not just so-called Negroes, that is what you see. The loud, brown and proud, boisterous women running their fucking mouth. A spick bitch will argue with anybody. Alright? A little Puerto Rican bitch will argue with a fucking dragon if she had the opportunity, while the men is in the back looking stupid. And then when something go down, then it's time for the men to stand up and come punch, shoot, stab, and kill. And then all the men end up dead or locked up while the woman goes and finds the next mate. Alright? This all goes back to slavery. This all goes back to what you devils did to us and what you would call the breaking process. Alright, when you read, I'll take it back a couple pages. They would compare us to horses. The same way you have to break a horse is the same way that it's the same way that they saw us Israelites. We needed breaking. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to read this. This is basically a bunch of points. You can see on this side, alright, numbered, is out of page 13. It says, we lay down the following principles for long-range comprehensive economic planning. So this is their plans, concerning us to make sure that there wasn't going to be any riots and that they could get money for years to come. It says, both horse and nigger are no good to the economy in the wild or natural state. Both must be broken and tied together for orderly production. For the orderly futures, special and particular action must be paid to the female and the young offspring. That's why what do you see in society? They promote our women all up in the news, acting all crazy, and our children, all right, being complete sellouts. A lot of them being sold into sodomization and whatnot. All right, it says both must be crossbred to produce a variety and division of labor, and that's why they had breeding farms. They get the biggest, strongest Jake and find the biggest, widest hipped, backsided Israelite woman and make them mate. It says both must be taught to respond to a particular new language. Psychological and physical instruction of containment must be created for both. All right, and we're being compared to a horse in that instance. All right, you gotta have a barn for the horse. You gotta have some sort of dwelling for these niggas, which is why they give us the ghettos. All right, we gotta institutionalize them to make them understand to do that in which we want them to do. All right, and that's, what? Let me get in the scriptures now. Hey, you devils, this is why there's so many scriptures condemning you. Esau, Edom. All right, even unto the end. You did this to us. We didn't just wake up in America. We didn't just wake up, oh, you know what? Let's I think I feel like gangbanging today. No, you created this environment. You created this society to make sure you stay on top and we stay on the bottom. All right? And these things are written in scripture. All right? And there's no niggas like Vocab Melon. If you disagree with this, then you just simply disagree with the words of the Heavenly Father. It's just as simple as that. This was prophesied and predicted to happen to God's chosen people, the Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, now I'm going to read some instances out of Deuteronomy 28, and you tell me what this sounds like. All right, Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to start at, let's see. Oh, and another thing that was mentioned in that book, how they used to how they used to sleep with our wives before us. You know, I'm just scrolling through the scriptures in verse 30. I'll just read it real quick. It says, "Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof." And this happened to us during our time of slavery. Our women being taken, if master so felt like it. Us building everything on the plantation and never being able to enjoy it. Here it is, we build a carriage and never rode in it. All right. Cooking the best food on this side of the planet, and we never got to eat it. All right. It says, "Thine ox," verse 31, "thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently, thine ass," meaning donkey, basically our animals, "shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to restore them." So everything that we once had was taken from us. What is who does that sound like? All right. Verse 32, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand." Slavery, being sold. You may have just given birth to a young healthy boy 5 years ago, and you're about to celebrate his next up and coming birthday, and a master says, there's another plantation, they need a young buck to get down into the to be able to climb up in the attics and tight spaces and make sure shit's clean. So now they're selling your son for a G, and they take him over, and what were we doing? Crying, trying to, and you couldn't do nothing. What, you gonna hit massa? You got killed. Who else does this fit? Only us. All right, and you people that don't believe that we're the Israelites, history simply, the scriptures, prophecy, the spirit, and history all prove you wrong. Everything proves you wrong, and everything proves right that we are the Israelites, whether you fucking people like it or not, or believe it or not. We've been the Israelites when it was good to be Israelites, and we've been the Israelites when it was bad to be Israelites. And this is when it was a curse to be an Israelite, and we lived through it. So, hey, we Israelites, all day, every day, we don't get to run from it. So we were punished. Neither do you bastards get to run from the wickedness in which you did. All right. Verse 33, "The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see." And that's what happened. Being crushed, being oppressed, even still to this day. Even still to this day, the fact that me even speaking on a subject like this would I'd be ostracized from society. I go certain places, I could get beat up. We don't want to hear that. We're oppressed. We're crushed. All right. White supremacy does exist. All right. I've seen it. I was working at this one place. Man, the kid was younger than me. An Edomite. I'm in my early 20s. The kid was younger than me. He just got hired. They just promoted him to manager just because he was the son of somebody who worked. His father didn't even work at that job. He worked for the same company but at a different job. So they just threw him in there. Dude was 19, threw him in as a manager over a fucking multi-million-dollar company. Motherfucker didn't even know how to complete basic job operations. All right, you devils, hey, you wronged us. You did us wrong, and we're gonna have a revenge. Let me see. There's verse 48 now, 28 and 48 says, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee." And that happened. All right, we was yoked. We was made to bear. All right, and we were and currently are still destroyed. All right, meaning what? Majority of us don't know who we are. All right, majority of us are weak. All right, majority of us trust in our oppressor. That's how we're destroyed. That's what, and it said in here. Willie Lynch, he said, if we do this right, we can keep this going for 300 years, and it's gone longer than 300 because and their plan works. That's why our people are in this condition. All right, Mr. Vocab, Y'all are guilty. How is it that whenever slavery is brought up, or everything that is brought up concerning the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, how come every so-called white person, oh, well, that wasn't me. My ancestors was in Germany. Oh, well, I was in France. We were in France. Oh, we were in Switzerland. So who the fuck? So who put us in? Where's the devils that had us in slavery here? But they all they descendants extinct. So all the devils breathing now. All y'all just conveniently happen to somehow get here after we were all enslaved. Everybody that had us enslaved, they all dead, right? And y'all now, oh, it wasn't me. Well, I'm from Belgium. I'm 20% Belgium. All right. I'm from Czechoslovakia. It couldn't have. Fuck out of here, Esau. I'm gonna get another one. Real quick, just to show you the condition that you devils had us in. Isaiah 47:6, and that's why I'm gonna get some condemnation scriptures upon you, heathens. That's why we're gonna get our revenge upon you, Esau. That's why you're gonna be destroyed. You did us wrong. You did us dirty, and now it's time to man up and accept what you did. And y'all don't want to do it, but you're gonna have to deal with it. All right, you're just gonna have to take your butt whooping like how we took ours. Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end. This is dealing with modern day Babylon, all right? This is dealing with ancient Babylon and modern day Babylon, because the Israelites at the end of the world are still in captivity. They have yet to be redeemed. And the current captivity, God damn it, the current captivity in which is over them. Alright, the current captors in which are over them, y'all believe that you're going to sit a lady forever. Alright? And that's just not the case. You will be punished. Alright, I got just a couple more scriptures, and I'm going to read like these last 2 pages out of the book, the last couple pages, because it shows you the mindset of our people currently. Alright, still here in America, still to this day, still to 2019. Alright, the ones of you that actually love Esau, the so-called white man, the ones of you that want to team up with them, that love the society, you're enemies too, to the cross. You're enemies to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai as well. Here it is, not too long ago, these people were literally beating when I say beating your face in or off, or beating your head off, literally striking your skull into the point that it was damn near disintegrated, and to the point to where it was fragmented to pieces of blood and bones, to where there was nothing left of us. And now all because you can go to the bar and go get you a white woman. Now it's all love, or now they let you into fucking CVS to buy some cigarettes, and now they love us. No, you simple niggas. We don't want equality. We want superiority. All right, and we are superior, and it will be restored and manifested before the eyes of all these people. All right, whether you coon niggas like it or not. This is Ezekiel 25:12. It says, thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. So Esau, we're going to have vengeance upon you because of how you did us. You did us too wrong. You did us too dirty. Even the old slaves were still working. Alright? You had several slaves who, when they had developed the technology for voice recording, who spoke of the things that were going on. You had our young boys run around in dresses until they was 12. Because it's not like you gave us clothes. We was running around in women's clothes until we could finally get some clothes sewn together. Barefoot, picking your fucking fields. Alright? This is the real truth in history that you devils don't like to talk about. Alright? We didn't just all wake up here in America one day with fucking Audis and Lexuses. We got here and we built this up through pain and suffering, and you devils are responsible. That's why Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to bring such a swift destruction. That's why you're going to get Obadiah. All right. Verse 14, it says, "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power." And that's very much true. All right, you devils are going to learn. Now I'm going to start. This is you know, out of page 25. Let me double check to see. It's a couple of pages. Fuck it, I'm gonna read it. And, you know, we'll end it. This is page 25. It says, "Dear Black Americans," it says, "after all these years and all we have been through together, we think it's appropriate for us to show our gratitude for all you have done for us. We have chastised you, criticized you, punished you, and in some cases even apologized to you, but we have never formally publicly thanked you for your never-ending allegiance and support to our cause." And this is to you Israelites. Esau has done horrible things to us, and you niggas is still loyal to the devil until the end. It says, "This is our open letter of thanks. We will always be in your debt to you for your labor. You built this country and were responsible for the great wealth we still enjoy today. Upon your backs, laden with the stripes we sometimes had to apply for disciplinary reasons, you carried our nation. We thank you for the diligence and your tenacity. We thank you for your diligence and your tenacity, even when we refused to allow you to even walk in our shadows. You followed close behind, believing that someday we would accept you and treat you like men and women." Hey, I'm gonna just read it. I could expound on every sentence, but I'm gonna just read it, and brothers, y'all can, you know, ponder on it. It says, "We publicly acknowledge black people for raising our children, attending to our sick, and preparing our meals while we were occupied with the trappings of the good life. Even during the time when we found pleasure in your women and enjoyment in seeing your men lynched, maimed, and burned, some of you continued to watch over us and our belongings. We simply cannot thank you enough. Your bravery on the battlefield, despite being classified as 3/5 of a man, was and still is outstanding. We often watched in awe as you went about your prescribed chores and assignments, sometimes laboring in the hot sun for 12 hours to assist in realizing our dreams of wealth and good fortune. Now that we control at least 90% of all the resources and wealth of this nation, we have black people to thank the most." And really, Israelites, all right? When you see, you know, they keep saying black, you know, Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, "We can only think of the sacrifices you and your families made to make it all possible. You were there when it all began, and you are still with us today, protecting us from those black people who would have the temerity to speak out against our past transgressions." Temerity, basically audacity, basically the balls. And you know what, us, Lord willing, the elect, we have the temerity to speak out against you devils. And some of our number one enemies is our own people. Alright? Despite everything that I just previously mentioned while reading this, burned us, maimed us, lynched us, took our women, displaced us, made us work for 12-hour days. Our number one enemy in a lot of cases is our own fucking people. Especially the ones of you that love to team up with the devil. "Thank you for continuing to bring 95% of what you earn to our businesses. Thank you for buying our Hill figures, our Karans, which is Karans, I don't know what brand that is, Nikes, and all other brands you so adore. Your super rich athletes, entertainers, intellectuals, and business persons, both legal and illegal, exchange most of their money for our cars, jewelry, homes, and clothing. What a windfall they have provided for us. The less fortunate among you spend all they have at our neighborhood stores, enabling us to open even more stores. Sure, they complain about us, but they never do anything to hurt us economically. Man. I can't. I read this shit earlier. I don't even feel like reading this again, the whole thing. So I'm going to right there. It gives you the point though, man. You Israelites are. There's a lot of you are still dumbfounded and still sucking on the white man's titty, and you devils you're responsible for this. If you can see this picture, this is what you did. You're not a noble and good people. You lie, you cheat, and you steal, and you're very good at it. That's the only thing you know how to do. All you know how to do is bring suffering and death and chaos. I'll open up both sides. This is your history, all right? And very soon, this history will be the reason why Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai will lift us up to destroy you. All right? This will be this is your great accomplishment, and it will soon be turned to your great shame. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Hashem R'Chakorash, give honors to the apostles, Noah's great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations, all like Akim, walk in learning, teaching, and truth, and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to end it off with one more scripture. Alright. One of my favorite scriptures, period. I wish I'd known about it growing up. It would have saved a lot of fucking headache. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Alright, plain and simple. Alright, shalom.